Hi friends, here I would like to present a summary of everything I've learned about Python virtual environments. At first, I'll talk about the concepts surrounding this topic, and then I'll show you everything you can do with it. Well, almost everything. So you've learned Python. Now you want to make something with it. A website, a game, maybe you're diving deep into some data. Python's got tools for all that. Sure, you could install them all under your global Python setup, but should you? Not really. Mixing dependencies for different projects in the same place, that's a recipe for chaos. Enter virtual environments. These are like little bubbles, isolated Python setups created on top of your global Python installation, also called base Python. Each bubble keeps a project's dependencies separate from others and from your global setup. For simplicity, let's assume you've got just one Python version installed on your machine. Let's get started. First, create a folder for a project. Now, open the command prompt inside this folder and run this command. Here we use venv module of Python to create our virtual environment. I name it .venv. You can use any other name of your choice. This .venv folder, created inside our project folder, contains the virtual environment. Let's open it. Inside this scripts folder, we have 3 activate scripts and a deactivate script. We will use them to activate or deactivate this virtual environment. If you are using command prompt, you must run this batch file, activate.bat. In PowerShell, you run this activate.ps1 script. If you see this error, just change execution policy for current user to remote signed with this command and run the script again. Lastly, if you use git bash and other Unix-like shells, you should use the source command to run this script called activate. After activating this virtual environment, we can see .venv prefix before the path. Now we can install some new packages for our project, say Streamlit. Run pip list to check out all the packages installed in this virtual environment. Now to deactivate this virtual environment, just run deactivate. And the prefix is gone. Now if I run pip list, it will list down all the packages installed under the main Python installation. Now, wondering how to use this virtual environment? It's simple. Just put your source files in the project folder, activate the virtual environment, and run your scripts. On Windows, you'd usually use the py command, but since I'm creating a Streamlit app in this example, I'll use Streamlit run. Now let's explore how you might share this virtual environment. Virtual environments are inherently non-portable. That means you cannot move or share this .venv folder, but you can generate a requirements file with this command and share it. Later, someone can use this file to install the requirements of your project in another virtual environment. Just keep in mind, if you are using Git, add .venv folder into the .gitnor file. We don't want our repository to track it. After discussing the basics of virtual environment, now I would like to discuss 2 small topics related to virtual environment before finishing this video. How to check if a Python interpreter is running from a virtual environment or not. If a Python interpreter is running from a virtual environment, sys.prefix points to the folder containing the virtual environment, and sys.basePrefix points to the base Python installation folder. Otherwise, they both point to the base Python installation folder. Hence, it is sufficient to check if sys.prefix equals sys.basePrefix to determine if the current interpreter is running from a virtual environment or not. Let me demonstrate this with this Python script. With virtual environment activated, with virtual environment deactivated. How to access base environment packages from virtual environments. Normally, you cannot access packages installed in the base Python environment from a virtual environment, but with a little change in the settings, it is actually possible. Let me show you. Firstly, notice that I have NumPy installed under base Python. Now, I activate this new virtual environment. See that I don't have NumPy installed in here. Now I open this .venv folder and open this pyvenv.cfg file and set include system site-packages to true. Thereafter, if I run piplist, we can see that this virtual environment can access the NumPy package installed under base Python environment. If you don't want it, just set include system site packages back to false. NumPy is no longer accessible. Well, that's all for now, friends. Have a nice day. Oh wait, there's a little topic left, upgrading a virtual environment. To be honest, it's not very important because a VENV virtual environment is rarely upgraded. After all, their main purpose is to lock the project requirements at certain versions. But still, there are ways to upgrade some parts of them. I just don't think they are important enough to describe here. If you want to know about them, check out the official documentations or a little blog I made describing it. I will add the link in the description just for the sake of completeness.